Hugs can do great amounts of good, especially for children. Her Royal Highness Princess Diana.
God asked me, are you sure you're willing to go through with this? And I said, yes, I'm sure. And with that, it's like I was shot very quickly.
American near-death experiencer Aaron Green shares how a near-fatal breathing crisis at age 5 led to a near-death experience in which he remembered choosing Earth, planning his life before birth, and being taught that love must be freely chosen. Aaron was playing with friends in a neighbor's backyard shortly before his 6th birthday when he developed a severe breathing problem. No matter what he did, he couldn't breathe. He started walking home to find his parents for help.
I got maybe 20 feet away from my friends, and this breathing problem, it triggered like a release. My consciousness, my soul, whatever it is that I really am, like the real me, left my body. And I watched as my body fell to the ground. I was just kind of like floating there next to my body, and I could see it laying on the ground. I noticed my friends were still playing in the backyard, but everything about this life seemed almost like trivial or unimportant. My friends didn't notice that my body had collapsed on the ground. My entire life, it like replayed in front of me very quickly, in extreme detail. It's like nothing was left out. I could feel everything I experienced, all my emotions, everything I'd been through, but I could also feel how I had affected other people, what I had done, how other people had been affected by it. I could like literally feel that.
Aaron noticed a bright light in the distance but didn't focus on it. He began having questions, and detailed answers came to him. He saw himself as a round orb of consciousness with faint light. When he asked where he came from, a spiritual memory replayed.
I re-experienced what I had done to come to this point, like how I had gotten here. I had started out, I was, the same thing, a round orb of consciousness, but I was with hundreds or thousands of others who were just like me, and we just kind of existed in what I call a sea of light. It was very bright. We were all happy and comfortable and content, but we were like, it's like we were ignorant. We didn't really know anything, but we were happy. I view it as like a spiritual nursery. Anyway, we'd periodically get a gift. It was like a treat, kind of like a kid getting candy or something like that. One time, these gifts came down, and there was one fewer gift than there were souls in this group. And so I made the conscious decision, I'm going to give up this gift because I know all these others around me, they want the gift as much as I do, so I'm just going to let them have it, and I'm just going to go without. But when the last soul received the last gift, I was very, very gently lifted up out of this group.
A much higher level entity contacted Aaron telepathically, explaining it was his creator.
It contacted me and basically said that it was my creator, and I'm just going to call it God for simplicity. He said that I was loved, that I was very important, and not just me, but all of us souls, and that what I had done, giving up this treat that I wanted for the benefit of those around me, was very important, and that it indicated that I was ready to start something, to begin, to move on to another step or something like that. And basically, the way God described it as, he said, there's a wonderful existence in store for all of us, like an absolutely fantastic existence. We're going to be extremely happy. But before we can really enjoy our existence, we need to go through an experience and learn things. We need to mature and grow and become to where we are capable of enjoying this wonderful existence. God was loving, compassionate, kind, honest, all these wonderful attributes. And we were simple, free will beings. And in order for us to really enjoy our existence, we needed to freely adopt those same traits for ourselves. We needed to freely choose love, compassion, kindness, honesty, integrity. But that God wasn't going to force us. We needed to choose those for ourselves. But God had created this training realm, or whatever you want to call it, where we would be able to learn for ourselves through our own actions that these things are good. These are positive traits. And if we do stuff that's like opposite of that, it's like, it's not good.
God then asked if Aaron wanted to see his face.
What I saw was it looked like a sun-like entity, like just extremely huge and bright, looked kind of like the sun, except inside the sun there was like billions and billions of beings that were all together. These orbs of consciousness were all together, and the collective of all of them glowed very brightly. God asked me, are you sure you're willing to go through with this? And I said, yes, I'm sure. And we looked at, it's like we started looking at all these places I could go, these planets I could go to. There was like thousands and thousands and thousands. And we looked at countless number of them. And I had the intelligence to understand very quickly what each one was like. It's like I was choosing where I was going to go, where I was going to get these lessons I needed. When we got to Earth, there's something about it. I was just absolutely positive. This is where I want to go.
Aaron was then shown another memory of planning his specific life. He had lived on Earth many times before and had made mistakes in a past life. Though initially resistant, guides showed him souls he could help.
And so we went and we looked at a person I could become. And this person was like a very angry person. But I flat rejected that life. I said, no, I'm not living that life. At first I wanted to be like really, really good looking, like a really good looking guy. And my guides pointed out, but if you're really, really good looking, women are going to treat you differently. Basically, I would have been too promiscuous. So I wanted to be super intelligent, like the smartest guy on the planet. But there's downsides. You're going to be arrogant. You're going to look down on other people because they're not as smart as you. You're going to be kind of a jerk, and you're going to be an atheist. We picked everything about this body. It was my choice.
Aaron's guides then showed him karmic consequences from past lives.
They showed me things I had done in a past life that were now specifically going to be incorporated into this upcoming life. They showed me in a previous life I had gotten in a fight and I had beat up somebody else pretty badly. It's like I had written a check in a past life and now I had to cash it. I was going to get my nose broken as a 12-year-old, get in a fight and get my nose broken. And that would be a learning opportunity for me to learn that, it's not good to go around hurting other people.
Aaron agreed to this life plan, and his awareness then returned to the moment where he was floating above his body in the backyard. An angel appeared.
He came at me very, very quickly. It was an absolutely beautiful being, and essentially he said, "You are not to leave your body." And with that, it's like, bam, I was back in my body.
6 months later, Aaron's guides asked to hide the memory so he could live his life as intended. At age 35, reading about Dr. Eben Alexander's near-death experience triggered the memories to return.
The most important thing is that we need to treat each other well, being loving, kind, compassionate, honest, acting with integrity, forgiving other people, being generous, serving other people. All of that stuff is very important, and we just need to be good to each other, and that really helps us with our spiritual growth and sets us up for a lot greater happiness when we leave this life.
For more relevant news from around our planet, please visit suprememastertv.com/news.